What is an ENFP good at when it comes to communication and relationships? In this video, I'll talk about how ENFPs approach communication and how ENFPs show up in relationships. But first, let's recap what ENFP means. ENFP is the acronym from the personality types created by Briggs-Myers. The E stands for extroverted, the N stands for intuitive, the F stands for feeling, and the P is for perceiving. And what those really mean is if you're extroverted, you get your time and you get your energy by spending time with other people. And if you're an intuitive like an ENFP is, you focus on people more than you do facts. And the N, intuitive, you are more focused on concepts, ideas, creative thinking than you are on facts and details. The F for feeling, you make decisions based on your gut feeling and your intuition, and you tend to focus on relationships and people. And the P for perceiving, in your life, that's how you like order or structure, and a ENFP does not like order and structure. They like spontaneity and freedom. Okay, so let's talk about communication and relationships as an ENFP. As an ENFP, you're an awesome communicator. You can walk into a party and you can chat up just about anyone. You're really good at striking up a conversation and being comfortable just shooting the breeze with people. ENFPs also love to talk about people, and not in a gossipy kind of way, in a way of, hey, what are your hopes and dreams? Oh, that person, they're trying to achieve this. And ENFPs are excited about different possibilities for people and how humans can achieve their goals. ENFPs are also really creative, and they don't limit themselves with ideas. They let their ideas flow freely, and so they love to talk about how different people can achieve different ideas, and they don't think anything's like too hard to get. They're like, yeah, that's a dream. You can have it. You can totally get it, versus being like practical and saying, oh gosh, think about all the things that you might need to do in order to achieve that goal. That's not where an ENFP goes. One surefire way to bore or not communicate with you as an ENFP is to talk in depth about facts and details. Or if you have a boring conversation, boring to an ENFP anyway, that says, oh gosh, there's no growth here, there's no ideas, there's no fun concepts, that's going to bore you to tears. You're not going to want to participate in those conversations. You'll get the like eyes glazing sort of look to you. So let's talk about some of the strengths of an ENFP. ENFP have amazing creative streaks. ENFPs have amazing imaginations. You think outside the box to solve problems, and you don't like super stringent routines that stifle your creative flow. As an ENFP, you're likely to be a natural born leader. You naturally rise to the occasion in a group setting, and you feel comfortable with that. You love to breathe in, you feel confident, you feel capable, and you're also really great because you keep the team moving along, or you keep the group of people moving along to achieve a common goal. Now, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, and you, my friend, as an ENFP are no different. So some of your weaknesses that you might notice with yourself are, because you have such a wild imagination and you're so creative, you might actually imagine things that don't exist or aren't true, which is great if you're coming up with solutions to problems or creative outside of the box thinking, but it's not so great when we're talking about relationships and communication. And so an ENFP, you might be making up some things about a relationship, and it could be a complete misunderstanding. Also, you may have ideas that are so amazing and so creative and so fun that you'll try to start executing them when you're excited, and then you might not finish them because the newness, the excitement has worn off. Like, you love the idea phase, but you don't necessarily have the strength to follow something through. And so as an ENFP, you might find that you are the idea creator, but not necessarily the idea finisher or executor. Another weakness for ENFPs is the tendency to overthink. ENFPs can often get caught up in paying attention really closely to other people's behavior and then making it mean or internalizing it about themselves. And that's really similar to that vivid imagination of noticing things that maybe aren't true. And if you're overthinking a situation, you're overanalyzing, like, oh gosh, why is this person responding to me this way? Or, oh, that person didn't answer my email So this must mean that they're mad at me. Things like that. That is an ENFP weakness, so something to pay attention to if you're not sure, if it seems like something is going on where the other person seems to be, avoiding or not being pleasant, then ask. Instead of letting this imagination continue to run, ask the question. It's that simple. So ENFPs, what do they need in a relationship? Well, in a romantic relationship, an ENFP needs a partner who will compliment them. So an ENFP needs to hear those words of praise, needs to hear, hey, you're doing a great job, you're awesome, all of those things. And as an ENFP, it's important to remember to get some of that externally, but for an ENFP, to get some of that internally. But as an ENFP, you're going to want that from your partner as well. ENFPs, just like they can talk in a conversation, walk into a room and chat up a bunch of people, ENFPs are very easygoing when it comes to relationships. And so you're very accepting of your partner unless it conflicts with some of your own values. That doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, an ENFP is just go with the flow, easy breezy, and lets the other person in the relationship be themselves and who they are. As an ENFP, you are sensitive. It's the truth. And that's not a bad thing. That can be a good thing until it becomes oversensitive. But sometimes as an ENFP, even though you are a sensitive feeler, you might be cautious about exposing your really deep feelings. And in a relationship as an ENFP, you are going to be driven by spontaneity and excitement. Being spontaneous and excitable can sometimes lead to looking flaky, which is why sometimes ENFPs need somebody to help them handle the details of things in a relationship. So you might be able to plan and come up with the idea for an amazing date for your partner, and then you might get a friend to help you finish the deal and finalize those small pieces. Overall, as an ENFP in a relationship, it's going to be important for you to have a partner that compliments you and appreciates who you are and tells you that. Something to keep in mind about personality assessments is they aren't necessarily a 100% accurate of exactly who you are as a person. You're a human, you're complex, but what these personality traits can tell you is they can just give you some insights about who you are, how you work with the world, how you work in relationships, how you communicate, because you're amazing. As an ENFP, the world needs you. And so don't feel defined by these personality styles, but just see yourself in them and do something good with it. Truity.com has helped thousands of people uncover who they really are so they can figure out what it takes for them to have their best life. So if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and click on the bell to subscribe. And if you'd love some more information about the ENFP personality type, visit us at truity.com/ENFP. See you next time.